Hello, the internet, and welcome to season 357, episode 5 of The Daily Zeitgeist, a production of iHeartRadio. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's the name of the company?
Yep. Clever name. Not just a clever name.
Not just a very, very clever name. This is a podcast where we take a deep dive into America's shared consciousness. Okay.
Oh, wow.
It's Friday. I'm trying out my Dennis Miller.
I know. The face was wild, bro.
Okay.
Wow. Got Jack Nicholson over here.
Friday, September 27th, 2024.
Yes, it's Friday.
Yeah,
good news. It's also
Friday.
National, I don't know what National Day of Forgiveness is. Does that have anything to do with anything? Oh, I think it just means like, hey, man, it's about forgiveness. Let's skip that. And let's get to National Scarf Day, National Corned Beef Hash Day.
Forgive your parents for being MAGA supporters. I think that's what they're going for there.
They're like,
probably.
Please call us. We miss our grandkids. Anyway, National Scarf Day.
Uncle and grandparents who you can't have at Thanksgiving anymore.
Yes, and I'm sorry you found his Facebook burner account. I really am. He doesn't mean half of the stuff he says. But also National Corned Beef Hash Day, one of my favorite forms of breakfast. National Crush a Can Day and National Gay Men's HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, September 27th. It's your day.
There it is. My name's JackO'Brien, a.k.a. he's a porn site shit poster. Now running in Carolina. Posts on Nude Africa. His opinions on erotica. Futa-loving transphobe. Return of slavery's his big hope. Comments on porno as mini solder. From a peep show in Carolina.
Ooh.
He's a black Nazi. That one courtesy of Redonks on the Discord. Redonks, who says, a great name, by the way, capital Re, capital Dunks. So it's not like just Redonks. It's an email about dunks. You know,
oh,
it's like,
shit.
Oh,
yeah.
The donks
regarding the donks. Yes,
yeah. Re the donks. Could we circle back? Re donks. Anyways, been a fan of the show since day one and don't really post, but this popped in my head and I thought I'd share. And we're glad you did, Re donks. I'm thrilled to be joined as always by my co-host. It's Mr. Miles Gray!
Yes, it's Miles Gray, a.k.a. you know what it is. It's Friday. I'm the Lord of Lancashire. I'm the Shogun with no gun. I'm the podcast host whose buns went toast, okay? But now I'm on that bike, and I'm getting my booty right. So shout out to everybody for tuning in. Shout out Jack for having me back again for this episode. We got a good streak going. I'm really feeling good about it. So thank you to everybody.
Hosting that podcast with God ass.
What is God ass?
The ass of a god, man.
Which
the ass of a Greek god. And as we've talked about, the Greeks had cakes.
Yeah,
they were caked up.
They did.
Anyways, Miles.
Just thinking deeply about that.
Just thinking of those asses, those Greek asses, man. And just like how.
What I'd do to be a Greek god.
What really? Well, just moving around, walking around enough that I had a ass that looked like a normal human ass, you know?
Normal.
I look like Mr. Incredible over here.
We heard about what that torso do. We already know.
Really tiny below this screen. We're doing a video episode for listeners. We're doing a video episode, but I will. You can't see my ass in the video, and that is entirely on purpose because I go full Mr. Incredible below the
what it grew
below the rib cage. Yeah, what it grew. I go full what it grew down
what
there.
It grew, homie.
Anyways, Miles.
Yeah,
we often say we're thrilled to be joined in our third seat. Today we're a little, we're getting there on this one.
Yeah.
A little trepidatious. He's given us the 2-finger salute. Oh, he's given us a little wave.
Thumbs up now.
He's a brilliant comedian. He's a brilliant writer and
that.
actor. He's brought you comedy albums such as the Blake album, Stuffed Boy, Live from the Pandemic, and the newest special, Daddy Long Legs, which you can go watch now on YouTube, on this very platform that you're watching this episode on, if you're watching the video episode. He's On the other hand, so those are all good things. On the other hand, and I don't usually go to the other hand when introducing a guest, but he is the coiner of the truly disgusting phrase plumpers to describe his legs.
And ours,
to
be honest.
And ours, yeah. I mean, not much in the ass, but my legs do go fast.
I'm all quad.
As the Sir Mix-a-Lot song doesn't say. Please welcome the hilarious, the chaotic, the riding a recumbent bike in short shorts is Blake Wexler!
Hey, it's Blake Wexler, a.k.a. Let's talk about Wex, baby. Let's bring him on TDZ. Let's talk about all the plump things and all the Trump things that may be. Let's talk about Wex. Let's talk about Wex. I figured out how to use the Discord. That was from Hugo Bosk on Discord. So thank you. Thank you for that. Great
friend of the show,
friend
guest
of music, friend of us all.
Hugo came on.
Yeah, and also, also a fantastic Trandoshan bounty hunter for all the Star Wars fans out there. Bosk. No?
The term is Basque. So what are you talking about?
I'm a Bosk separatist.
Bosk. I simply took a Bosk on that one.
Mm-hmm. How are the Eagles? They doing all right?
They're doing all right. Their record's good, and they're not doing all. No one's doing all right in the city of Philadelphia, but they're 2-1, and they're figuring it out.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to check in because I know that's your thing too. You host that. You host that show for them.
The 76ers haven't even had media day yet, and I'm already in crisis mode.
Yeah.
Well,
it was so hard recording Boosties. He didn't even want to talk about the Sixers. He's like, whatever.
Yeah, so Eagles 2-1. 76ers haven't even had media day yet.
Oh, and
I'm already. I think it's a teardown, Blake. They went all in for big talent this offseason, and I think we just tear it down right now. Just start selling the team for parts.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Are you following the stadium thing about where they're going to put the new stadium? They're looking to get a new stadium for no reason. And they want to destroy Chinatown in Philadelphia in order to build it again for no... the reason's probably they think they can make money off of it. But yeah, it's a huge bummer. So that's happening. But I don't live in Philadelphia anymore. I moved.
So you don't care, you've said.
No. It's not going to be your tax dollars anymore building that thing.
Mm-mm. No, and it never was because you have to pay them in order for that to be something that affects you.
Cool little.
And if you move, you don't have to. You're cleared. It's like bankruptcy.
Like, I don't live there
without the. Yeah, exactly.
Just declare.
My address changed.
The other option was putting it in New Jersey, which a lot of people don't realize is a suburb of Philadelphia. So I don't care. I don't think you would have to change the name of the team, but. I'm sure people in Philadelphia have their reasons.
Mm-hmm. No, legally you would have to change it because it's lying.
And legally you're not allowed to do that.
It's the New Jersey Jets and the New Jersey Giants.
Right? Yeah, they play. I think all professional sports teams should play their games in New Jersey.
I'm with that. The Jersey Lakers. I would love that. I would rock a New Jersey Lakers fucking outfit.
Sick.
Well, Blake. It's
been good
back.
So far.
Yeah. It's something
so
to have you here, man. We are going to get to know you a little bit better. Something's all mine. We're going to get to know you a little bit better in a moment. First, we're going to tell the listeners a couple of the big, hard-hitting news stories we're talking about today. Another scam experience, pop culture experience. Just hit the towers. A second one. Bridgerton themed ball in Detroit. And
that one just sounds like it's gonna go wrong. No disrespect to Detroit, but you're like, the Bridgerton ball in Detroit didn't go according to plan. No, what's going on here? Feel bad for the fans, but it was quite an attempt, I must say, by the organizers.
We are gonna just take a moment of so Eric Adams was indicted. Double LP world excited. Obviously have to bring that back because this one's happening in New York. And all sorts of corruption from somebody who's like terrible person. His policies have been horrible. I mean, he's a former cop who has just doubled down on everything you would expect from
he's
a former
joke
cop.
mayor.
Yeah. And however, also some of the wildest moments just of public, like I want to look back at two in particular. His interview from earlier this year, and then a PSA he did for back in 2011. Just because I don't know, it's true. It's truly like some next level shit that this guy's putting out there.
It's just a guy who has no self-awareness, and that's like the best kind of politician for the purposes of this show, is someone who is so hopped up on their own shit that they're like, record this. Let's say your child has a frame. That whole video is so stupid.
I just want to look at this.
I think we talked about
like this.
Yeah, briefly when he was running for mayor, but like really letting it breathe. You're like, and this man was the mayor and in charge of the largest police force.
Jesus.
We're gonna look at the Notebook guy, Nicholas Sparks' salad dressing recipe, and we're gonna look at
we are.
Get ready.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna look at the latest flavor of Coke, the permanent flavor of Coca-Cola spiced.
Mm-hmm.
Not a tie-in with the Dune franchise officially, although maybe they were like trying to get in on that. I don't know. Did not work out. They are canceling it. We want to just pour out a little Coca-Cola spiced, which we all have in our hands at this moment.
I drank all mine.
Oh, you did? Yeah,
Sorry.
because it's so delicious.
Yeah, because it tastes like Robitussin
rum, and I caught fire.
The combination of raspberry and spice flavors.
Yeah.
How can you resist it?
Yeah, the combination made my eyes bleed.
So we'll talk about those things, plenty more. But first, Blake, we do like to ask our guests, what is something from your search history that's revealing about who you are?
And don't lie.
Ask and you shall receive. One thing from my search history is Jersey City Giants hat. So moved up to Jersey City, so basically New York, about a week ago. And I saw this cool hat, and I'm like, how soon can you rep a place that you move to? We'll get to that in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out there was a minor league baseball team in Jersey City called the Jersey City Giants, and it's actually where Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1946. So,
okay.
Which is one of those things where like it's like big baseball fan know that story, but I just thought it was in a regular baseball game, but it was like a AAA game, which makes sense. So, first black player to play a professional baseball game. So,
I think would be a really dope logo for Jesus Christ.
Well, that's how I'm going to actually reappropriate it. You're stepping on this a little bit, but I am starting a church where you all have to wear retro baseball uniforms to it. And that's where it starts. So yeah, it is going to be Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is. And you're looking for it now? Are you going to have to get one on Ebbets Field flannels that makes all those vintage hats?
Yeah, that's where I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah. And by the way, for this promo, if they could throw me a 4% discount,
I
would really appreciate it.
Ebbets Field, come on, bro. I see all the Japanese vintage jerseys you do. I'm always eyeing them. Holler at me.
Yeah. Give me some wool. That's my thing. I'm sick of all this breathable material.
Yeah.
Let me have more wool.
I just want to wear a thick wool t-shirt.
Yeah.
In the form of a vintage baseball jersey.
Remember how athletic and comfortable Babe Ruth looked?
Yeah.
He was playing.
Yep.
Wrapped in wool.
275 pound.
Like any world-class athlete, wrapped in wool.
I think of Ty Cobb's glistening skin, and I think, wow, that's what I want to wear, and I want to be a racist like that.
Yeah. The only thing more glistening than his skin was his cleats when he was going into second base.
Yeah. Spiking everybody.
Total piece of shit. Yeah. Exactly. But so it turns out that was where Jackie Robinson played his first professional game.
You know what's? Do you remember the movie? Wasn't Tommy Lee Jones Ty Cobb in that movie? Like,
goddamn right he was.
It's a strong cat. It would be him or Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, I just remember. I remember not knowing who Ty Cobb was and just seeing that movie as a kid. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is up with this guy?
Yikes!
Such a fucking maniac. Anyway,
yeah. What a weird
every
choice.
Baseball player was that.
Right. Yeah.
I remember like that was a time during my childhood where it felt like every week a new like Ty Cobb biography was coming out. They were like, man, this guy could hit a baseball and was also racist, like the rest of America at the time. What a story!
Man.
It's like
There was a period where I couldn't keep my Ty Cobb
I think
and
that's
my
actually
Walt
very
Disney.
interesting.
Straight. Like, is this a Ty Cobb story or
Yeah.
a Walt Disney story?
Yeah.
Who was the swastika on their back? Was it
Um,
was it Ty Cobb?
I think that's Elsa, right?
It was Elsa.
Yeah.
oh man, Elsa has some really problematic tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
You ever notice how she doesn't wear short sleeves?
Yeah. Why you never seen her?
How she always has
shoulder
those
blades?
gloves on, man.
Mm-mm-mm.
So the story from Frozen is all a conspiracy theory to throw you off the scent why she really has to wear the gloves. There's some wild tattoos down there, man. You don't want to see it.
Down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frozen 4.
Down
the
there is a
Eagle's
weird
Nest.
way to say that, and
Yeah, on the
I
hands.
apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, down there
on her
the
hands. On her hands.
Yes. Yeah, the Jersey City logo does like also it like evokes fishing. It looks like somebody has caught the Cincinnati Reds logo
Yep.
with a fish hook.
Yep.
And you know who the ultimate fisher of the city of Cincinnati was? Guy by the name of Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let him know.
I have to, Miles. I
Yeah,
have
I
to.
know. I know. And he was a Gold Star guy, not a
For
Skyline
some reason,
guy.
every time we do a video episode, it ends up going in like really weird Jesus directions. Our first Jaquise episode, if people want to see like the episode that would make my parents
Oh, shit.
just
That's
die.
right. You know what? I was saying all the shit I was wanted to say in Catholic and like Christian school growing up. I was like, what's up under that? Like, anyway, check
What's
out the
going
video
on under
episode.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's a thought I feel like everyone's had.
Yeah,
like-
of course. We're all perverts. Come on.
We're all
They should blur
sick.
his feet
We're
out.
sitting.
By the way.
Yo, does
Can I
Jesus
tell
have
you
a?
that? They should cover his
You think
feet.
Jesus got a wiki feet page?
Oh yeah.
I mean, probably the most visible feet in the game, you know?
Strongest
Yeah.
arches outside of St. Louis. I've been saying it for years.
Wow.
Is that because
Let
St.
him-
Louis only has one arch?
Yep.
And, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And how do you
Um,
think it got there? Jesus stepped on something.
This is bullshit. No, Jesus does have a wiki feet page. Somebody do the fucking literal Lord's work and make sure
Thank
Christ
you.
has a wiki feet page.
I mean, he was a foot freak. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, he was willing to wash
To
people's
wash these motherfuckers' feet? Yeah.
Yeah, willing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
doing them a favor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The guy
He's
was
like, I'll
rock
wash it with
hard.
my fucking mouth, bro. I don't care. That's how
guess
much.
I'll wash your feet. It's like, I don't know you.
I guess
I'm
I'll
eating dinner.
I guess I'll clean them with my mouth. Jeez, because I just want to show you how like relatable I am.
Why does he keep going? Oh, as he's washing our feet. That's so fucked up.
It's
Then
a
the real
different
Jesus shows up and goes,
different
"Hey,
era.
what the fuck did I tell you? Oh, get out of here." That wasn't Jesus, guys. That's a fucking pervert who goes around sucking people's feet saying he's me.
Why is no one arresting this guy? People are put to death for less bad
And Jesus,
crimes
but then
than this
Jesus defends him. He's like,
foot-licking-
no, we must forgive this young man. And to demonstrate, I will wash his
Get
feet.
his ass.
Yeah, knock
Yeah.
some oil on it.
69.
Yeah.
And that's all that perverts wanted the whole time. Just someone to wash his feet. It's a parable. It's a parable. It's in there if you read close enough.
Yep.
Blake, what's something you think is underrated?
Underrated cuckoo clocks. We have a cuckoo
Motherfucker.
clock. Don't you dare. What are you? I love
You anti-cuckoo?
Underrated. Cuckoo
clocks.
Okay, go on. Go on.
Why was that a hard laid?
No,
lane
you're
change
just-
from
no, it's
Jesus
just I-
being a foot pervert.
No, I'm
Can't
just
just go to something cute.
no, I'm
Trying
just
to take the foot off the gas.
I'm like anticipating just laughing really hard. That's why I'm like, get the fuck out of here because I know you're.
Cuckoo clocks.
Okay, go on. Why
Hey,
is it
Miles.
underrated?
Well, they
I
are
don't have to
cute.
tell you what this pick makes me do. Makes me
Mhm.
go cuckoo.
Yep.
'Cause
You're
this
cuckoo
guy-
for cuckoo clocks.
Yes, thank
That's
you.
your problem.
For
Yeah.
Cocoa clocks.
My friend Todd and I used to have a bit where it would be like, Jesus,
Todd Glass?
I don't. Yes. It would be like, God, did you hear about our friend Eric? Yeah, he's in really bad shape. He went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and he's sick.
Really fucked
He's
up.
completely sick. He knocks on the
Oh,
door in the middle of the night
shit.
trying to get them. But yeah, no, I think
Rooting for
I don't know if you've noticed, most clocks don't have a bird that comes out of them. I would say 55% of clocks don't have birds that come out.
Yeah.
But the other 45% do. And I love the fact that it kind of helps you keep track of the day and kind of takes the edge off of the eternal clock ticking towards your death off a little bit, where it's like, oh, I lost another hour, but listen to how many times
that
the
dang
bird makes
bird.
a noise. Yeah. It's like, it's really not that bad.
Full of life. Yeah.
Does it wait, it cuckoos for every hour? Is that how it works too? Like how a normal grandfather clock? Oh man, when it hits
11
noon,
o'clock sucks.
that's insufferable.
Noon's bad.
You're like,
it's actually cuckoo for punctuality.
It is.
And
stickler.
Yep,
so sue
exactly.
me. Cuckoo for punctuality.
So what? Is that bad? But yeah, no, I love them. But 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock,
3 o'clock, 4.
We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
The show's no good.
We're gonna.
The show's no good.
Yeah.
The show is
bad.
a blemish.
I wonder if people didn't recognize it was bad when it was just recorded, but now that there's like a video component,
they're
gonna be like, "Wait, what the fuck are we
these
listening
fuckers
to
okay?
here?"
This is people.
This
is people with brains.
Yeah.
They're just saying nursery rhymes right now.
It's not
Patty,
clever.
What
It's
Blake
just noise.
is something you think is overrated?
I'll fucking tell you what's overrated. Smart homes. Smart homes. So we moved into a place that, nice, like just a normal place. But the guy who lived here before, who doesn't fucking own it, just rewired the entire apartment with smart home capabilities. And I can't turn on the lights. I can't turn off the fucking lights. The shades will go up and down. I can't operate the shades. So it's an actual prison that I'm living in, where also it's motion detecting. So in the middle of the night, I'm groggy. I'll go to the bathroom. All the lights come on in the bathroom, and I can't shut it off.
Right.
Yes, it's horrible. It's hard. So anyway, you just get blinded by the lights. And then I'm revved up like a deuce. So I
set up by a douche that used to rent this place before. Yeah. Wait, so what do you do? Like, you need an app or something? Like, is there any way to wrest control from the fucking machines in any way?
So I tried just pouring water all over the house. Spraying water all over.
That is how it works in movies.
Yeah.
And then just like some blue lightning, just like a few lines of blue lightning,
if
and
it
then
isn't your worst
problem
enemy,
solved.
water.
Yeah. And also works with Teslas. If you want to get no, actually, that's not. Don't listen to that. That's bad advice.
Cybertruck not in car wash mode. I think it's still an issue. But anyway.
Yeah.
But no, it's so that's the thing where it's supposed to be easy. Like, it's supposed to make your life easier, the smart technology, but it's actually causing more stress. So there's an app that we don't have access to. We have to find this guy. It's just been a
wait,
whole
really?
thing.
Like, to be like, hey, sorry, did you rent this place in Jersey City? Like, can I have like the code?
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And it seems like we're just going to have to get new, like, because some advice I got is never try to do the electric in your home yourself. Like, just don't. It's because your home can catch.
Who gave
fire.
you that advice?
Yeah.
A fucking coward.
Yeah.
I do all my
He's
own
a
electrical.
Small man. He had a really soft voice. No, it was. But yeah, anyway. So I'm nervous. I'm definitely not going to do it. So I think we have to get like an electrician in here, just take out the things that
I won't even do a task in my home if it's in a room that has electricity in it.
I agree. I have the same rule. Yeah. I won't. I have to have someone come in and turn the microwave on for me. And
babe, I could get electrocuted.
Oh shit!
I'm nervous.
You like?
I also keep my head right next to the door. Yeah, when we microwave. That's
just like I like to hear it cook and sizzle.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you got to listen for the popcorn to pop. Yeah.
You can't
get
tell.
it right.
Got to count between the kernels to know. Yeah, exactly.
Shh, babe.
Babe, it's popping. Babe,
your ear is really red. Is it okay?
And 3 times as big as your other ear.
Huh?
Yeah, that's my listening.
Talking my good ear.
My microwave ear.
This one's more for vibrations.
Microwave pop. That's my microwave popcorn listening ear. Okay,
Yep.
You can't expect it to work as good as the other one.
No.
All right, let's take a quick break and come back and talk about a Bridgerton themed ball. We'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back.
It's true, we are.
We're back.
We are.
And this is, this is
It's a theme.
giving Glasgow, Willy Wonka, Chocolate
Yep.
Factory a little bit.
A lot of scammy balls and fan events out there, and it's happened again. So obviously, like, Bridgerton is a huge show with a ton of fans that would like love to pretend that they're in the show. I totally get the appeal. Like, it has its own aesthetic and like musically, fashion wise, etc. And so Netflix knows this, and they have a legit event called the Queen's Ball that has like traveled across the country and world, like cities like in like LA, New York, Melbourne, in Australia. And it's like a fucking full-on production, like set recreations. They have actual outfits from the productions that you can look at, really like a portrait photo booth, themed bars with bartenders dressed in period clothing, a dance show, like a queen that shows up and chooses the diamond of the evening. It's like an event. And that Netflix party has tickets starting at $39. So I'm like, okay, that's not bad. So when people in Detroit, when people in Detroit heard about a Bridgerton ball with tickets costing anywhere from $120 to $1,000, people got excited.
My brain, Miles, my brain, when I hear, okay, the other one's $40. This one starts at $120.
It's got to be.
It's going to be 3 times better
at minimum.
At least.
At minimum.
That is, I'm such a sucker for shit like that.
Oh yeah, that's definitely fan math.
High price equals goodness.
Yeah, 100%. The website said,
"Is it made in America?" Can I ask you that? Is the because I know the show's in Britain, but is the event made in America?
Yes, the event
is it built Ford Tough.
Yes, it is built Ford Tough. Exactly.
Okay, good.
It's patriotic. But the on the event website it said, "Step into the enchanting world of the Regency era at the Detroit Bridgerton themed ball. Join
the
us."
Hyatt Regency.
That was the Regency era that we were referring to. It's the Hyatt.
2002
the
to
Hyatt
2004.
in the early 2000s.
Yeah, and we know it's a bando now, but we've turned it into a whimsical event space. So it says, "Join us for an evening of sophistication, grace, and historical charm. Experience a night like no other, filled with music, dance, and exquisite costumes." But this event started off shaky, though. The event was originally supposed to happen in late August, but at the last minute, organizers had to cancel due to unforeseen circumstances, and people didn't get a refund. That's the first red flag for people, okay? They rescheduled it to this last weekend, and people still shelled out the money to get in on the unique experience and paid a lot of money also. Like, people were dressed up like custom made outfits, doing their hair, all kinds of shit like that. And what they got was not quite what was advertised here. This is from a local news report about the would-be fantastic event.
The way that it was described is that this was going to be a Bridgerton evening. We were going to have classical music, good dinner, and there was going to be a play, and they were going to pick Diamond of the Season. They were going to give away all of these prizes, and we went in, and it's completely empty in there.
Organizers Uncle and Me LLC have since disabled its website and turned off social media comments. I started reaching out to the co-owner, Chelsea Beard, as early as 5 a.m. Monday.
And they got no response. Okay. And she did have a hype man who was also like, a play? They really
I mean, if either of us ever gets interviewed for a local news story, something terrible happens to us, we have to make a promise right now that the other of us will go and hype man.
We should just be cruising
interview.
For news crews.
Seem normal.
Like, exactly. And I'll just do like
nice
West
guy.
Side. I'll do West Side Gun fucking ad libs like boom, 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 boom. Anyway, so that event was fucking shaky. The event space was empty. The food was some regular ass buffet that ran out within 1 hour. I put a picture here in the doc that you can see. That
this shit is all giving like a mediocre prom. Like that's 100%. What it looks like. Yeah, it's like a frozen the people meatball. Waiting in line outside, like the food. I guess does proms have food? Maybe it's like a cash bar wedding.
They have food.
Yeah, proms.
They have.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
said-
forgot Blake.
Yes.
Blake's a prom connoisseur.
I'm a prom king. Is what I am.
So the shit was like, you know, they said people weren't even scanning your like tickets at the door. There was like nothing. So randos were just walking in and eating the food that ran out within 1 hour. Like I said, the Netflix event had a full bar. They were promising people drinks. The only drinks they had was, I'm not joking, blue Kool-Aid you had to buy. That was the only beverages on sale for people. They were promised libations, okay?
They marked it up too.
Apparently the woman who is playing the queen, people are saying, was totally out of character while basically hustling her business card to anyone that would listen. So you could pose and take a picture, and she was like, hey,
okay,
so
that's
here's
my
card.
favorite detail.
Just not even in character, just like, okay, yeah, so if you need me, this is my card. Yeah, good to see you.
No,
okay.
I'm the queen of Detroit real estate. I'm a realtor. So yeah, why don't I hand you this? Hand you that, hand you
I'm
that.
Detroit's muffler queen. You got any muffler problems? You come see me, okay?
Your car
Obviously.
makes noise here. Take this car.
Absolutely.
Shut that car up.
Yeah, there are pictures from inside the event that have like promotions for other like events on the wall and shit. Like it's supposed to be this immersive thing, and it just looks like you're inside a fucking bus station.
My favorite part is like, so there was a main sort of dining room floor that filled up immediately. So people were relegated to the upstairs. That was this. It was just a fucking empty room, and like bummed out people in the nicest fancy dress, like sitting on like on their phones. Like
it looks like a Radisson.
Yeah, not a Hyatt Regency, honestly.
No, not even a Regency.
The live music they were promised.
Okay, they had live music.
It was. The people felt so bad for this woman. It was just this young woman on violin by herself who played, they said, for like 4 hours straight. Just no breaks. Just having to work that violin. I don't know how many times you can play, you know, Despacito on violin for people, but that's what she did. It's so
classy, though.
It is. I mean, look, shout out to, what is it, that Vitamin String Quartet that like their entire catalog blew up because they were using their like sort of rethought up, remixed current songs with like string arrangements throughout the show. They said
what
the
if
backdrops,
Coldplay,
right?
Though?
Right. What if we played Yellow on violin?
Yeah. We had one of those at my wedding. FYI.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard Clocks on cello?
Yeah. Actually, it kind of goes.
Is that that's a Coldplay song? Or is that?
Yeah, Clocks.
Are we making fun of this, or are we saying that we like it? Because
I was making fun of it and also saying that I fully did it at my wedding.
This shit goes hard. But like the backdrops, again, this is supposed to be like again anywhere from $120 to $1,000. You could see like they just unfurled some plastic rose like tablecloth print, and they're like, and that's your backdrop for photos. This is this poor like lady having to serve a bunch of angry, upset people in fancy dress, the food, and then the dancing, right? The dancing was one exotic dancer. They wheeled out the play or whatever. They wheeled out like one of those, like, you don't need a ceiling to put this pole up for someone to dance on. And then this is the quote unquote entertainment for the evening. I'll just play a quick clip of this.
I don't remember this in Bridgerton.
I don't remember this.
These poor people.
I don't remember this in Bridgerton.
Oh, you weren't looking hard enough because obviously the
there
royal
was string
pole
music,
dancer,
okay?
the royal pole dancer hath arrived. Now, please
That's
get
a
out your
scepter.
singles, get out your shillings for this intrepid young business person. But yeah, like every other fucking scam event, the organizers are saying anything but sorry, here's your money back. This is what they said, quote, we understand that not everyone had the experience. This is like to almost like identical to the fucking Glasgow Willy Wonka one. We understand that not everyone had the experience they hoped for at our most recent event Sunday night at the Harmony Club. And for that, we sincerely apologize. Our intention was to provide a magical evening, but we recognize that organizational challenges affected the enjoyment of some guests. We take full responsibility and accountability for these shortcomings. Please know that we are working diligently to address all concerns to ensure that all guests have the enjoyable experience they deserve. Your feedback is invaluable, and we truly appreciate both the positive and constructive comments shared with us. They deactivated their they took down their website. They took down fucking everything. You can there's no comments. Like all the comments are disabled on their Instagram account. So that's where things are, and people are basically out a lot of money. Unfortunately,
so this one, it seems like, I don't know if this is funnier or sadder, which is a question I ask myself about pretty much any topic, but because a lot of these scam events were geared towards children.
Sure,
before,
right, yeah.
And this is one of the first ones that's geared towards adults. So like, it is sadder in a way where at least you could get angry, where like, oh my God, these people, they deceived my child, and like,
yeah. Some more righteous anger, yeah.
Yeah, and now it's just like, oh, I wanted to have a nice magical evening as a princess, and you took this away from me.
I mean, like as someone who is part of a few fandoms, like I totally understand the urge to do something like this. Like, of course, someone is creating the world that you secretly want to live in, or not even secretly. You tell everybody about how you wish you lived on a Corellian cruiser. But people, I think this is the thing. To your point, Blake, for an adult event like this, we have to be more diligent when it comes to assessing the bullshit, because you start just like vague clip art and stock images from the show without anything really being there. And again, they canceled the first event. I was looking on Instagram. Someone claimed in a comment they worked for the first venue, and they said the reason the first event was shut down is because the event planners did not fully pay out all the deposits they needed to actually hold the event. Now, I don't know if that's how true that is, but red flags.
The company that organized it was called Uncle and Me LLC. So I don't know why that gives you the sense that they're going to do a good job of putting on a Bridgerton gala.
Yeah. Have you ever done anything with your uncle and it was like, it ended up okay? I remember like helping my uncle build something.
So tasteful.
Once. Yeah,
it's a support group for perverts is what you would call Uncle and Me. That's what that should be called. I got scammed.
Big Unk energy.
But huge Unk energy. I got scammed recently with stand-up, which I should know better. Like, this is a thing where I should know better. I've been doing this long enough where there was a quote-unquote booker being like, hey, we're putting on this event. It's Kenan Thompson is presenting it. And it's a talent event, and I'm like, it didn't say he's hosting it. He said he's presenting it, and it was very vague as to like who the like talent bookers were going to be there. And I'm like, all right, this thing's not costing me money. It's 5 minutes from my place. Like, it's really no sweat off my back if this is a scam, but this seems like a scam. I also knew that Kenan Thompson is also in France for the Olympics right now. Like, I know he's not coming to this.
Verifiably, not even on the same continent. But you're like,
I'm watching him with Kevin Hart on NBC right now. I know he's not flying back for this shit.
Right.
And it was a total ripoff, but it was funny because it didn't cost me money. Whereas if it cost like $120, $1,000, but like that is
wait. So
it's double devastating.
They booked you for this gig. And you're like, I'll do it. And then you showed up and there just was no gig, or just was no Kenan?
There was no Kenan. There were no talent like agents or talent bookers. So it was just some scumbag from Atlantic City.
Showed up and did stand up.
I did stand up. I killed. But it was also,
I killed the organizer who fucking invited.
I committed first degree murder. And we're trying to get that down to manslaughter because I was
premeditated.
No one's ever hey, listen, I have passion for everything I do, particularly crimes of. And it was a thing where they clearly were taking the money. This was the saddest part, is that the audience who did pay money thought Kenan Thompson was going to be there. So there were like 250 audience members there. Shit. And then the host in passing is like, all right, everybody, we got a great show for you tonight. Kenan couldn't make it, but I think, and then you just heard the whole crowd go, oh. It was such a...
Did people get up? Or at that point, it's like diminishing.
Couldn't make it. But he still confidently and fully presents this.
Yeah. But we are using his name with or without his knowledge. So there's that.
Please don't tag him in anything. There's just
don't tag him.
Got a bunch of cease and desists already. It's a headache. Man, you know how it is dealing with these stars.
A lot of desists. Wow.
I think these Bridgerton things are going to be more and more like, I think this is just the beginning. Like, I read an article about the orb or whatever the fuck is it, the sphere in Las Vegas. And like, that is part of this big like thing that whoever like advertisers and marketers, whoever like creates psychographic networks, like says that is like, it's the big thing that people just like want immersive experiences because our lives are bad. And so they're like, yeah, they just like want to feel like they don't exist in the context of their lives. They want to feel like they are in some other world. And so I think like other than the orb's the only one that I've like heard of that like consistently people are like, yeah, it's really weird. Like you don't feel like you're on the planet at all. From some people are like, yeah, it's just a weird, bad motion sickness experience. But like, even like if you go to like Disneyland or Disney World, like as an adult, it does like that's what that whole experience is about, is like immersive, feeling like you're not there. And it still feels kind of, to me, not to everyone. Obviously there are like Disney adults who like love Disney, and I think that's great. But like to me, it still feels like you're like in a bar when the lights come on, like on your childhood.
Right.
You know, you're like,
yes, because you don't just see Minnie, and you don't just see like Goofy or whatever. You also see a guy vomiting in the corner. You know, you do get the whole.
Right.
Yeah, that's why it's, you know, for kids, they have tunnel vision. Like they see like, oh my God, it's you know, I was trying to think of a celebrity equivalent for an adult. Jeff Bezos was the only name. Oh my God, it's Bezos.
Dad, Bezos.
Have you been to Amazon Land? It's one of my. It's incredible.
That's coming, and everybody's going to be disappointed in it, because I think the ideal that we have is like most of being like transported by an immersive experience is mostly from our childhood. I totally sympathize with it. I think like we all crave that, especially more and more in the current environment of a disintegrating empire. But I do feel like we're just going to continue to have stories where people are like, yeah, come on in here. If you just go through that door, it's fully immersive, and like you're gonna forget the world that you live in.
There's like a sports bar, like a venue downtown called, or not, by the SoFi, like in Inglewood, called Cosm. That's basically a half sphere screen where they show sporting events now, and it's like the fucking screen is
I saw that.
And they show like soccer games there, and I was gonna go see Arsenal play, and like the tickets are so much money, it's unbelievable. Like here, like this is. Let me just give you an idea of like what these seats look like.
God.
Like, look at this.
Oh my God.
Like, so it's it's like 2 levels, and you can buy like a booth, has 8 seats, and it's like $300 or $400. It's a shit ton of money just to watch on like a freaky screen. But again, I think for a lot of people, especially if you like to watch sports in a new way, it's kind of worth the money. But yeah, like everything is just becoming more and more immersive, and like they pump stadium sound into there, and they try and give you a feel of like, hey, can't make the game, give us $90 to sit down. Like,
it's like I could just go to the game.
Right.
But
yeah.
To your point, Miles, like that's, you know, Arsenal plays in London. You can't just go to the game. So there must be some people who love, you know, fans in other countries.
Yeah. It's like, hey man, you know, doing drugs is pretty cool. And you're like, oh, well, I guess so.
I mean, that is my question. Like these all feel like things that I would do because I don't do drugs or drink anymore. But like, is everybody just like giving up on drugs and drinking? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some level.
Drinking still has a pretty strong hold on me.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to encourage people to do drugs and drink. So we'll cut that out. But
but also, but I'm, you know, let's just say I'm still hitting the galaxy gas.
All right. Let's take a quick break and we'll come back. And we're back, and the government of the city of New York is disintegrating as we speak. Eric Adams was indicted. And before we get to that, I want to talk about Nicholas Sparks's salad dressing recipe.
I like that tease.
Nice.
Before we get to that, Nicholas Sparks's salad dressing. The news, the first ever indictment of a New York mayor, but... Yeah. What about this salad dressing?
Let's not put the cart ahead of the horse.
But before we get to that,
don't put the dressing in front of the bowl now.
So the New York Times recently did a profile of him in their real estate section. And the reason people noticed it is the reporter and photographer arrived as Sparks was making himself a salad that included a dressing that one of the ingredients was 16 packets of Splenda.
Oh, wait. That's why y'all were saying that earlier?
Oh,
Yes.
I
didn't even
thought you were
realize that.
exaggerating.
No, 16 packets of... So I don't know. Have you guys had experience with Splenda?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So like one Splenda is the equivalent
Plenty.
of... Like they say 2 packets of sugar, but I think it's way sweeter than that. Like it's
yeah.
so overpoweringly sweet. I mean, it's, it's lab concocted to just replace sugar, like replace your memory of sugar.
If my back's against the wall with like sweet and low or equal staring me, like down the barrel, I will use Splenda, but I have to half it at least half.
It's
it.
like you have to just like spray, you put
gotta
a little
do it,
on your fingertips and blow it over
you have
the
to
top.
do it like or like
Rub it
how
on your gums,
like when a cop finds like a brick of cocaine in a movie, and they have to put it in.
Just
like,
put it
a
on your
little bit.
gums. Just a tiny bit.
Yep.
The person writing the article about this New York Times article said that it's sweeter than a can of Coke, and I just have to take a little issue with your police work there. So,
wow, here we go.
Okay,
Coke facts with Jack.
Defund journalism.
Thank you. We might as well at this point.
We might.
So 32 teaspoons. So they're saying 16 Splenda packets is the equivalent of 32 sugar packets, which again, I think that's low, but we're going to go with that. 32 packets of sugar is 182 grams of sugar. That is the equivalent of the sweetness of an entire 6-pack of Coke, like cooked down into like black tar corn syrup.
Oh,
like,
shit.
It is so fucking sweet. Like, it makes sense. Like, he writes the treacliest, like, shit that has ever come out of a fucking word processor. So it makes sense. But, like, I can't imagine having something, like, it would just bend the laws of sweetness in your brain. Like, your entire Overton window of what is like sweet would just like punch a hole through your fucking brain. Like the pleasure cortex of your brain would just have a hole in it after eating this salad dressing.
Right, exactly.
I feel like it's go ahead, Miles.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I guess if that was sugar, you might experience some light diabetic shock or something like that. But luckily, sucralose, that's why I can get away with eating 128 grams or 182 grams of that shit.
That's what I'm thinking too, where I feel like once it hits a certain number, it ceases to matter anymore how much more it keeps going up, where it's like, oh, I'm in 160 degree heat or 250 degree heat. It's like, all right, well, you're dead.
Well, you're dead.
It doesn't matter if it's that or if it's 1000 degree heat. Like, it's done, you know? So, yeah, I feel like it doesn't even matter.
This description of it is fucking my mind up. Okay,
Yeah.
Quote, earlier in the day, before a photographer and reporter arrived at his home, Mr. Sparks spent the morning at his kitchen's granite countertop chopping 2 skinless, boneless rotisserie chickens, a few stalks of celery, and a Vidalia onion. He then whipped together a dressing consisting of mayonnaise, dill pickle relish, jalapeno relish, apple cider vinegar, salt, pepper, cayenne pepper, and 16 packets of Splenda.
And then rendering every other ingredient completely pointless because you can't taste them anymore. Like,
what the fuck? It said, Sparks, who apparently avoids carbs, explained, quote, "You can use real sugar, but why throw sugar in if you can use Splenda? Splenda is about twice as sweet as sugar, so according to the conversion chart of the box, 16 packets is equivalent, like you said, 32 teaspoons of sugar.
32 teaspoons of sugar, which is 182 grams. It is not a single Coke.
It's a 6-pack, yeah.
It's a 6-pack.
Who's the person?
Put an arrow dipped in poison dart frog venom in the middle of the day. It's like, what is this shit?
What are you doing, man? All right.
Wow. Is this like, does he have like some kind of like damage to his tongue or something? He's like, it's the only way I can taste anything. 16 packets of Splenda.
It is like, it is so on point. Like that he would, like salad dressing for him would be something that like tastes like it is coming directly out of a unicorn's ass.
Like does he?
Because he is such a, just like the shit he writes is just so, it's like Christian romance is what he writes.
He'll like taste like Thousand Island. He was like, spicy. I don't like
Miles. That's all
Thousand
white
Island.
people. Blake and I have to.
Yeah, I always put a little bit of Diet Coke in my Thousand Island dressing just to cut it a little bit.
All us whites think Thousand Island is way too spicy.
Way too
Can we put a few less islands in this?
I'm fine with like one.
Maybe a Long Island? 2 Long Islands? What? These are Pacific Islands that you're using.
A Long Island dressing is just all the dressings put together. Can I get that with Long Island dressing? What's that? It's ranch, blue cheese, Thousand Island, Italian, for whatever you got.
Yeah,
just
balsamic.
whip it all together. Yeah.
French, Russian.
Long Island dressing.
I got a Long Island. All right, Eric. Speaking of Long Island, New York's very own Eric
Speaking
Adams,
of Long Island, Manhattan.
it has been indicted.
Yeah.
Speaking of Long Island, close
Speaking
by
of Long Island.
Long Island, where he probably lives. There's a great anecdote. So he has been accruing an amazing array of anecdotes over the course of his mayorship. Doing horrible things to the people of New York and the city of New York. Over policing the subways, getting people shot. But also just doing the wildest shit. There's an anecdote from when he was running for mayor where they suspected he didn't actually live in New York City because he didn't. And so they staked out the place where he supposedly lived in Brooklyn for like a week. And he came there twice. And like one of the times that he came there, he like drove away on the sidewalk from his residency because there was traffic outside, so he just drove on the sidewalk.
That's some gangster New York shit.
Fucking Rush Hour movie. Right. He's just like,
hey, put the siren on the roof like a fucking detective. I'm like, all right, run it. Let's go.
But I just want like some greatest hits from his time as a public figure, as that time seems like it might be coming to an end. From earlier this year, there was an interview where he was asked to sum up 2023. The implication of this interview is like, you were under investigation for loads of corruption, but we're not going to directly ask you about that. We're just going to say it's been kind of an up and down year.
So nice.
So how do you give us one word to sum up 2023?
Yeah.
And this is what he had to say.
Mr. Mayor, we've come to the end of what was a very eventful 2023, right? So when you look at the...
It's like, bro, didn't right before this raid his house?
Yeah.
And like took everyone's phones and shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
His house and the house of people, like everyone who worked for him.
The totality of the year. If you had to describe it, and it's tough to do, in one word, what would that word be, and tell me why?
New York. This is a place where every day you wake up, you could experience everything from a plane crashing into our trade center to a person who's celebrating a new business that's open. This is a very, very complicated city, and that's why it's the greatest city on the globe.
Yeah. Those two things.
Is this it feels like a weird Stefan bit from SNL when it's like, this city has everything.
Right.
A plane crashing into one of our world twin towers at any moment. Someone's celebrating the opening of a new business. The fuck is he talking about?
And that's it. Actually,
he said 9/11 is why. Yeah, he said 9/11 is why New York is the greatest city on the globe. Not the resilience in the face of 9/11, but the fact that 9/11 could happen here at any time is why
it's happening to Chicago.
Yeah. Wouldn't happen anywhere else.
Happened to Philly.
Not LA. Sorry.
He looked up, saw the second plane hit the tower, and said, "Only in New York," and smiled to himself.
He did the Charles Dutton from Rudy clapping gif. Like,
that's right.
What'll you think of next, New York? Wait, what, motherfucker? We're under attack. And then
trouble, huh?
And then there was his 2011 PSA about just how to be a good parent. I don't want to talk too much about it before we get into it. That interview feels like an SNL sketch. This is like better than any SNL sketch that I've seen.
This is just how to check your child's room for contraband. And he's doing it in a room that looks like your recently passed away's uncle's house.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
Uncle
your
and Me LLC.
Let's just say this is your...
His body's still on the floor.
Yeah.
Your uncle is decomposing.
Maybe a simple
Slowly.
jewelry box, but if you look through it closely, you don't know what your child may be hiding. For instance, a gun could be hidden, a small caliber weapon could be hidden inside a jewelry box. Look at the various colognes and perfumes and photos.
I know, this is what's so good.
A gun.
I like, again, such a cop perspective on young people. It's like, your child has a gun and is a murderer.
Everyone has guns.
All right?
Your child is an enemy combatant.
Yeah. Who must be dealt with. But yeah, this is like a super cut. I love this music bed on it is really...
Try to determine what's taking place. Behind a picture frame, you can find bullets. Popular knapsack with many different locations. Look through it to see what exactly...
His popular knapsack?
Popular knapsack is what it's called.
Okay.
JanSport.
No, too popular, that
JanSport
one.
LL Bean.
Yeah.
A popular brand.
Look through it to see what exactly is your child carrying in addition to a book. Something simple as a crack pipe, a used crack pipe. As a baby doll. Could be just a baby doll, but also it could be a place where you can secrete or hide drugs.
He says secrete.
I mean, he's police. He's police
that's
brand.
That's
You
police
can't-
vocab. Shout out to Eric Adams.
Run your hands over the pillows and see if you feel anything that's unusual. Like a pillow like this where the button is a perfect
Bumpy pillow?
invitation to hide something. And I felt something bumpy. I would reach in,
What's in
see
them?
what it is. This
It was a gun!
Another gun. There's another gun.
It was a gun!
It is another gun.
It's a fucking revolver.
It's inside your bookcases. It could be more than
Your
just
child
books.
has
Perfect
so
place
many-
to hide cocaine.
Take off your child's hat. What's underneath it? A gun.
your child-
Why don't you open
yeah.
up your kid's shoebox? What's inside the shoebox? 3 guns.
Yeah.
Now,
Open up your
So
child.
many guns.
Open up your child's gun. What's inside of there? A gun and a crack pipe.
tell your
3
child that the
guns.
airplane's coming in his mouth. Open wide. What's in there? 14 guns are in your child's mouth.
This is that. Yeah. I mean, again, how to treat your child. Like, this is obviously someone who has no trust even within his own family. Like, it's so revealing that if you're like, this is how I keep a safe home. I treat my children like inmates, and I'm flipping their cell, doing a bunk check real quick. Yeah, great parenting advice, and so relatable because
Something as simple as a crack pipe.
yeah,
You know?
and also this must be for the people who are like
Simple.
wealthy, because I don't know kids who have cocaine money. But again, sure, they might have a fucking half-o of blow in their baby doll where it's secreting.
Yeah, they're of
cocaine.
an age that they're playing with a baby doll, and they also have 3 handguns.
And 3 ounces of cocaine.
And they're
Okay.
not. I do like that they're responsible enough not to keep the gun loaded. The ammunition is kept behind the picture
Bullet by
frame.
bullet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just loose
It's
loosies
just
everywhere.
loose- Yeah, it's like a bullet Easter egg hunt in their
Yeah.
bedroom.
Find the loosies. Find the loosies.
It's-
It's
Oh my
also
God.
my other favorite one though too is when he basically unveiled the trash can on New York,
Yeah.
and he's like, now we have
Greatest
trash
city ever.
cans. And people were like, wow, holy shit. And everyone was making fun of New York. They're like, oh my God, they just discovered the trash can in New York. God bless you. But there's like this moment where he's like dapping up this like white woman who's like the sanitation commissioner, and she didn't know what time it was. You didn't have to dap her up. She didn't know what to do. But again, just a very funny moment of him being him.
Yeah, he is him more than anyone else that I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
He is himself.
Playing in New York. He's putting a garbage bag in there to demonstrate how the garbage can works. Now
That
pound
bag
it. Oh,
filled
oh,
with
oh,
guns.
oh, oh, oh.
Hey, oh. Nope.
That looked like when Donald Trump shook that dog's snout. Or was that Mike Bloomberg who shook hands with a dog's snout during an event? Anyway, that's what the very uncoordinated
That's amazing. I
dap
don't know that.
was. Yeah. I think it was
damn
Mike Bloomberg.
fine to meet you.
Yeah, he grabbed a dog's snout at an event and just like shook the dog's mouth like it was a
Human thing to do.
Oh man,
I am normal human. This is how this is
If you
done.
want to be mayor of New York,
when Trump put the candy bar on top of the child's head.
Yeah, if you want to be mayor of New York, you cannot know how to shake anything's hand at all. Well, yeah, here it is. You don't remember this? Look. Oh, and here's this dog. Hey, nice to meet you.
What the fuck?
Oh, that sucks.
Just grab the dog's open mouth and shake the mandible. All right, there you go. You too, pal. Good to meet you. Welcome to New York.
Asshole.
You can find
you can
anything
get
in
some
New York.
too.
Yeah.
It's one of the great things about New York.
And that is one of top 3 things. First, 9/11 can happen anytime. Second,
baby.
shake any dog's head.
A dog's head is basically a human hand, as I've read.
But
in many books I've read.
Also, just I mean, even though we talked about that, the shit that he's on the hook for, alleged to have done, just like so many fucking bribes. Like it'll make your head.
So many
spin.
bribes
from
foreign countries.
Turkey, Uzbekistan, China, like fucking everybody.
Why are you doing this? Why are you even talking to these people?
Yeah, because like he was getting like free trips to Turkey, like I think it was Israel, Qatar, South Korea. There's the list like goes on and on and on, and then not to mention like the revolving door of like resignations that had happened recently.
Well, Blake, it's been quite the pleasure having you. Quite the pleasure indeed. Where can people find you, follow you, all that good stuff?
People can find me at Blake Wexler on all social media. When this comes out, tomorrow's the 1-year anniversary of my stand-up special being out. So thanks to everybody who watched it. I know a lot of Zeitgang people supported that. So thank you. It's called Daddy Longlegs. It's on YouTube. And then this Sunday, I'm in Wayne, Pennsylvania. These are my stand-up dates. Then I'm going to be in Minneapolis, October 12th. Brooklyn, October 26th, Boston, November 1st. That Minneapolis gig is me and my friend Cy Amundsen. It's a show called Both Sides, and it should be called No Sides because nothing's going to be accomplished during the show. We're tackling the big issues of the day. So yeah, come check that out. That's a part of the 10,000 Laughs Festival. So yeah, October 12th in Minneapolis.
And that show is presented by Prince, right?
That song, yeah, Prince, Prints. So we are doing a Prince themed event that you're all welcome to. Okay. It's you got to wear purple, and there's going to be a buffet, and I will be the stripper actually this time. Oh. So if you want to see that, if you want to see these plumpers grind pole. You're welcome to.
In a one piece bathing suit designed like the artist logo that he was using.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, it's not nearly enough pieces, that one piece. So I need multiple. It should be an 18 piece to cover up these legs.
Is there a work of media, Blake, that you've been enjoying?
No. Yeah, there is. So there's a tweet from Anthony Moore, who's a very funny comedian, at all that and more Moore, and he's responding to a tweet. Someone wrote, this might be a dumb question, but why the fuck are zoos a thing? And then he wrote, no, this is real because an elephant should not live right off Girard Avenue. Girard is kind of a weird, rough street in parts of Philly where the zoo is located. So it is fun. There's penguins in there. It's ridiculous.
Miles, where can people find you? Is there a work of media you've been enjoying?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miles of Gray. You can find Jack and I on the Basketball Podcast. Miles and Jack got mad boosties. You can also find me talking 90 Day Fiance on 420 Day Fiance. There's so many Eric Adams tweets,
so many good ones
to look at. Everyone, like New Yorkers, are really. It's always great when you have an entire Twitter population that is just ready to fucking unload the shit posts on someone. So just,
I love my city.
Do yourself. Hey man, that's too soon, bro. And also, you're in Jersey City. Okay, let's not get it twisted.
Hey, there's no corruption in Jersey, all right? So
never heard of
what's happening in New York.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that one senator in New Jersey, but never heard of a corruption scam.
Neither do I.
Yeah. But anyway, I would implore you just do a cursory search of Eric Adams because there is a lot of fantastic tweets, and also learning more about his fuckery because let's not forget, like he was totally perpetuating this like narrative about a migrant crisis too, while behind the scenes perpetuating it himself exacerbating it himself rather for his own political goals. Oh, that's right. I forgot, man. There people are also posting. Remember the NYPD dance team? Do you remember that when they went on the news?
Yeah, that was crazy.
And like they were the brokest like dance team. Okay, anyway, woo! Check out those Eric Adams tweets. That's it for me.
That was in the running for Eric Adams clips to show, but I didn't want to have to talk people down from. I didn't want to be depressed all afternoon.
Dancing.
All right. A tweet I've been enjoying on the Eric Adams thing. Ascella Express, a good New York reference. Biz_socks tweeted, meanwhile, across town, Samantha was dealing with an indictment of her own. You can find me on Twitter at Jack_O'Brien. You can find us on Twitter at Daily Zeitgeist. We're at The Daily Zeitgeist on Instagram. We have a Facebook fan page and a website, dailyzeitgeist.com, where we post our episodes and our footnotes. We link off to the information that we talked about in today's episode, as well as a song that we think you might enjoy. Miles.
I'm sorry. I should have interrupted you because I did find just one of the good Eric Adams tweet videos that you should watch. This is him just every time. Just listen to this. This is Eric Adams and how likable of a guy he is.
Everyone knows that New York City is the Athens of America. It's the Istanbul of America. It's the Kyiv of America. It's the soul of America. We are the Tel Aviv of America. New York City is the Islamabad of America. The Zagreb of America. We are the Lima of America. New York City is Mexico City of America. This is the Dublin of America.
Fantastic.
Yo, with the
different city appropriate
Irish sweater, that poet's sweater. God bless him. Bless him.
Oh my God.
You and P. Diddy will make fine sellies.
I know. That's another great image that people are sharing around.
Yeah, the
is
key to the
them
city.
On September 15th, 2023.
Yeah.
My
birthday.
Where he's giving Diddy the key to the city. Mm-hmm. P. Diddy run the city.
Oh, yes, the song that we're going to go out on. As someone who just saw Beetlejuice, there's this one track in it where everyone starts lip syncing it. That's just kind of like, it's just, I had never heard this song before, at least this version by Richard Harris before. And it's just like one of those cheesy tracks that you listen to and suddenly you're transported to a time where the hair was long and there was, drugs flying everywhere. And I don't know if that's really something that appeals to you, but I like that image. And this is called MacArthur Park by Richard Harris. So check this one out.
Check this out. All right, we will link off to that in the footnotes. The Daily Zeitgeist is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. That's going to do it for us this morning. Back this afternoon to tell you what is trending, and we'll talk to y'all then. Bye.